been getting anything useful? Taking that off, thank you.
Hello.
Hello everybody and welcome to day 2 of the Goring Horse Trials vlog. If you haven't watched day 1 with Atty, I definitely recommend that you go and check that one out first. I will link it up here because you'll get to see all of the action of the main man's first event of the season, and also you'll get to see like the course walk and stuff, so this vlog will just make a little bit more sense. But we are headed back today for another day of eventing action, but this time with Star. He's going to be in the 100, which is first time we've done 100 in a while. We obviously did one at the back end of last season at Elmwood, but it probably was quite a generous 100. This 100 has its places. It's definitely, you know, still quite generous in places, but it's got a couple of bigger combinations. If you're not caught up with the last one, the weather's been playing absolute havoc, and it was very on edge about whether this event was going to run at all. As a result, I'll wait for the sign up to finish. As a result, they are running over a slightly shortened course, so there's a couple of combinations that have been taken out. So overall, it should hopefully be quite a good first 100 run for us, as long as the ground holds up. It was all right yesterday, a little bit deep in places, but I'm right near the end of the day again, so it'll just be interesting to keep an eye on that, see what's going on. Dressage test is pretty tough for a 100 test. It's not one of the BE tests, it's a horse event's kind of like own one. It's really interesting and it's nice to do something different, but I have no idea how well he's going to hold it together. We will have to see. I haven't practiced the whole test together, but I've practiced like a lot of the individual elements and components of it, if that makes sense. Anyway, you're up to date and we are en route, so I'll chat to you more when we get there. We've made it, as unfortunately has the rain, which isn't great, although it's only spitting at the moment. I really don't think the ground can take much more rain after everything it's had, so please stop, otherwise we might struggle. Anyway, Star's just enjoying some hay, which I'm about to take away, start tacking him up, do his studs, get going. Like I said, course walk for this vlog is in the last vlog, so if you want to know the course that we're jumping, go and check it out there. Someone's looking very handsome. We've gone through about 3 different seasons in 5 minutes. It's really nice and sunny now. Long may it last. Because this is the kind of weather Star likes. I was just checking himself out in the reflection. Don't worry, Star, you still look good. You still look handsome. Right, you already know what time it is. It's time for a dressage voiceover, and I'm always so grateful to horse events because they email you your dressage sheets. I always lose mine and don't have them for the vlog, but it's attached to my phone, so you get the judges' comments, although she didn't actually leave that many, but you get the judges' scores, which I think is interesting, and the odd comment that she did leave. So I know that up at this point, I felt a warm-up had gone quite well in comparison to Oxstalls the week before. I hadn't cantered him because that's kind of my thing. If I feel like he's on the edge of being a bit tense, I don't canter him because the canter tends to add more tension, which I know kind of means that I'm probably throwing away a canter transition mark in there, but on the whole it just seems to keep us a little bit more relaxed. And I thought going around the outside of the arena, was there just a little tiny bit of tension creeping in, but he did seem to keep it together, and we got a 7.5 for our centre line, which is good because, as you will know if you watched the Oxstalls vlog, that was a 5.5 last week, and a generous 5.5 last week because we wobbled all down it. We got a 7.5 for our first 10 metre loop, and then we came back down the centre line and got a 7.5 for that. So pretty consistent overall for now. Our transition to walk got a 6.5, and the comment was that we lost our straightness in the walk, and then at sea there was some drifting, which is fair enough. I think that was a fair comment. I need to work on those kind of short snappy transitions with Star, because I think that lost us a couple of marks at Bicton as well. And then we got, what did we get for that movement? I don't know, I've lost it now. Sorry, that's a great voiceover from me. But we got a 7.5 for this 2-loop serpentine, the comment being that he was obedient. I wasn't sure what his transition to canter was going to look like because we hadn't cantered in the warm-up. And it wasn't perfect. We got a 7 for that, and to be fair, that's probably quite a generous 7 because its head did sort of go up a little bit, but I thought it could have been a lot worse considering that he hadn't cantered before. Watching this back now, because I haven't actually watched this test back yet, I'm quite pleased with the canter work. I think he looks reasonably uphill. I think my mum's comment when I came out of the test was that, you know, it was a safe test. There was nothing like flashy about it, but I feel like for where we are with our sort of record between the whiteboards, we're not in the mood to be going flashy. We're in the mood to be trying to keep it together, which we did here. We got a 7.5 for this serpentine as well, and then another 7 for our transition to canter here, which again was valid. It was a little bit of a stumble up into canter, but like I said, I think I kind of accept that when I don't canter in the warm-up to try and keep the piece, that's kind of the risk. But I think now, for the back of a good test here, at some point I need to try adding the canter back into the dressage warm-ups, because hopefully, you know, that was just a thing that helped when he was getting a bit tense. Hopefully we're kind of on the up now. We got a 6.5 for this alongside, and then transitioned down to trot with a comment that he was running onto his shoulders a little, and for that transition to walk we got a 6.5 as well. I talk about that a little bit like after the test when I'm giving my thoughts on it, about how I knew before we went in that was going to be the difficult part, because you had to give and retake and then very quickly trot and very quickly walk, which doesn't give you a lot of the prep time that I feel Star really benefits from. We got a 7 for our long range free walk with the comment that he could stretch like more through his neck. Again, totally valid comment. I definitely agree. And the judge didn't really mention our walk, but I do think that needs some improvement, just marching on. I think he looks quite powerful in his trot and canter, but his walk just doesn't have that in the same way, and that's definitely something we need to work on. We actually got an 8 for our halt here, which I was very pleased with. I'm watching it back now to see whether I think it was worthy of an 8. Oh, that was actually quite good, Flo. Well done. Happy with that. And then 7s for all the collectives, but a 7.5 for my riding, which is always nice. And she said it was a lovely, pleasing test. Here, the judge called me at the end, and again, I talk about why in a second. She was just asking me about stones in the arena, but Mum was freaking out that I'd done something wrong. Right, dressage done, and I was actually really happy with it. We had it together, we had no tantrums. It was a little bit, I spoke to the judge at the end, I'm not sure if it was on camera, because he tripped on a stone and there's a stone right on the centre line. So I said to her, maybe go and check that, because I can't understand how it wasn't affecting everyone's test. But on the whole, really pleased that he held it together. Thought it was mostly good. Obviously there was a horrible moment of trot to walk quite quickly after the give and retake, which was all a bit messy, which I kind of thought before the test might be the problem part for us. But on the whole, really pleased. Thought he was a really good boy. And yeah, excited to see what comes next. But it's nice to have a good one in the bag after Oxford was a bit on edge. I'm just getting it for the vlog because Vix and Dan know my dressage score, and I said Vix has turned around, she's getting emotional. So it implies it's possibly a good one. I didn't get that. It implies it's possibly a good one, but I'm not sure I believe them. Have you double checked he's got the right score? We're very...
Yeah, it is. I checked.
What do you think it is?
Well, it's difficult now I've seen your reaction. I said to Dan off camera just now, I hoped it was better than Atti's score. And I didn't think it would be 31, 32, I thought it would be like 34.
Okay, try a bit lower.
What is
Guess
it?
Again. No,
I don't want to guess again. I'm filming me.
We're going to play a game of higher and lower.
No, I don't like this game.
No.
Everyone's unsubscribed. No one is still watching this vlog.
Lower.
30.
Lower.
Yes, look at her face, she's impressed.
29.
Lower.
No, it's not. 28.
Yeah, 28.25.
What's that like in the section though?
You're the best scorer in the section so far.
Stop! What did you do? I did not expect that. Come back in 2 minutes when we find out it's a mistake. Oh. Big smiles. I actually kind of want some food.
We can go and get some, got a
Yeah.
break.
Have a clean full sheet.
If she's not ready, I'll go.
They bring forward student Dressage 28.25. And that is cleared off leaving they stay on that Dressage for the country.
Well, I've got a horrible sense of deja vu. If you watched Attie's Goring Vlog Day 1, you'll probably remember that at this point after show jumping, I stood here, nearly crying, not wanting to go cross country because I felt I couldn't ride my horse. So you would think that I would learn from that, ride better, and then feel good today. Well, I don't. I did the same thing. I got really backwards and handsy in the warm-up again, even though I knew that yesterday it was like the worst thing to do. I just couldn't help it. Like mentally you think I'm going to be forward to this fence and you're riding at it and you can't be. So I'm not sure where that's come from. That's like a new, like I think I've always been more handsy than I probably should be by like 5%, but now it's like 25% and obviously those margins are too big. So I didn't feel as bad as I did yesterday. We went clear. I probably should have said we went clear. So I'm just going to go out there and have a positive experience, or try to. You know, yesterday with Attie, the cross country was what we really needed. So hopefully this is going to be good for us.
Clear in the show jumping?
Oh, questions like that.
Why not?
How did the show jumping go?
Were you clear in the show jumping?
Yeah.
There you go, thank you.
Shall we then?
Yes.
I'm judging the horse, not the rider, when I ask that question.
He jumped beautifully.
I did.
Well, no jumping penalties for divergence and right of way.
There is a moment meant for us, and now you made it, but I already played this. Not interested. Open your eyes, let's get it done. Take my hand, just follow me. Shadowing me, I won. Oh, the sky is on fire. The lake has turned to a golden sun. Oh, I'll never get tired. I just wanna dance, just wanna time, take my hand, just follow me. Shadowing me, I want. Oh, the sky is on fire. The lake has turned to a golden sun. Oh, I'll never get tired. I just wanna dance, just wanna
going down to the skinny house. This Buffalo's arms might be a little longer when she finishes the course than when she started.
Pardon? I think I was about 4 seconds over. Okay, what's that? 1.6.
Flo Carter and Abel Starr, who recently completed, well, they're sitting in top spot at the moment in section Q. Good, clear, jumping round across the country. Just 0.4 of a time penalty to add.
Oh, good boy!
38.65 currently.
Yeah, I'll see you later. Thank you. So pleased, I'm still out of breath, so probably a proper debrief later, but he was amazing. He got a little bit stronger towards the end, so I just couldn't quite get him going as much as I'd like, and I thought we were about 4 or 5 seconds over, but apparently we were only 1 second over, which isn't bad. Yeah, I'm so pleased with him. He's been absolutely amazing all day, and he's put up with me when I've not been. Total contrast to Atty in that I felt we rode the first half really well, but then as soon as he got a bit stronger, I got a bit backwards, so definitely areas to improve on, but my goodness, that's the best finishing score I've had on anything for quite a while, so I'll take it. I'm very pleased. I am officially on a little bit of a time crunch. Dinner is on the table very soon, so you're gonna have to bear with me kind of like wrapping up the vlog as I do some jobs. But yeah, where to start with today? Like, we've chatted obviously a bit throughout the day. I'm not sure how well I talked to you guys after show jumping. I was obviously not 100% happy with how I was. I had a very similar moment to yesterday with Atty, which is so weird. I'm not usually the kind of person that gets too nervous in show jumping warm-ups. Like, don't get me wrong, we have bad warm-ups sometimes, but I kind of don't take them too personally. Don't know where this has come from. Like, both horses, I'm the common denominator. I need to work on that, but luckily pulled myself together when we went into the actual arena. Cross country, he was really good at the start, and I felt the first half of the round was really, really nice, and then he got a little bit strong towards the end, and that made me ride a little bit more backwards, which like isn't ideal, but we're getting there. I thought we came home with quite a few time, but well, I say quite a few, like 3 or 4 seconds, which would have been very costly, but in the end we came home with just 0.4 of a time penalty, so we finished on 28.65, which is the best score I've finished on in quite a long time. 28.25 dressage, that has got to be, among everything, kind of like the highlight of the day. Like, I don't want to make this vlog a sappy or emotional kind of like outro, but if you've been around here for a while, you will know how much I have struggled with stars dressage, and how kind of at times it's been the absolute hardest thing to share on the internet. You know, we've had a 44 somewhere, at a 90. We've definitely had our fair share of scores that are the wrong side of 30 or very, very close to that. So today was like a bit of a shock. I wasn't really expecting 28.25, but I thought it was a good test. I thought it would be like 33, 34. Haven't watched it back yet to kind of have decided whether the judge was just being really generous. And this is not me saying, you know, guys, now my channel is always going to be the most amazing dressage videos, because it won't be. That's not the nature of us. We probably did get a little bit lucky, but so happy. I needed that, like, for me, really, really happy. And we ended up finishing 4th in a really big section that had more than 40 people in it, so that is like, you know, you can't ask for more than that. everything sort of came together, and we were stepping up a level. Like, we obviously did do 100 at the back end of last season, but I'd put this slightly more challenging than the last one. So yeah, feeling really, really, really good. Very happy. Really hoping this is kind of like a corner turned. But yes, I'm not sure when you're next to star eventing. We're not entered into anything right now. I've got uni exams, coursework, deadlines, all that fun stuff. But Atty has entered into Rockium, which is one of my favourite events of the year, at the end of May. So look forward to that event vlog. And other than that, I'll see you very, very soon. Bye.